Right, it's Renegade Hardware, it's the end, it's the Babylon launch party. I'm going to be talking to Loxy and Ink, and we're just going to get into a few questions. Ink, so let's talk about the end. As a DJ, you've been playing here for quite a while now. What is it that makes it so special?
For me, the end is like a gladiatorial arena, you know. The DJs come down, it's a special night. The producers make tracks specially for the end. And it's the premier club of London, without a shadow of a doubt, you know. The system is, you know, on point. I've DJ'd around the world, and it's one of the best systems, you know, to DJ on. And I look forward to it every time I come down. So it's just a big fight night for me, you know. Yeah.
Loxy, same question to you, sir.
Well, it's special for me because it's my favourite club because of the sound, the way it's laid out. I like the DJ booth, the way it's centred in the middle of the dance. Also, I think it's like one of the only nights that you have such a variety of sounds within one sound, you know what I mean? Whereas a lot of other nights, you got people that are pretty similar as each other, whereas I think there's a lot of individuals that play for Hardware, and I think that alone makes it a special thing because people know that they're going out to hear something that's different throughout the whole course of the night, and it's going to be fresh, you know what I mean?
When was the first time you played it, if you can remember?
Promised Land, and I can't remember the exact date, it might have been 97. Yeah, I don't know, I'm not sure, but yeah, that was Promised Land way back, and that was a good night as well, man. That was when I fell in love with the club, you know what I mean?
So the Babylon LP, tell us a bit about the concept.
Well, the whole concept is about Babylon, as the title suggests.
Okay.
If you read your history books, the great city of Babylon rose and then fell, you know? So we try to keep in line with that. If you look at the track titles, it's all in line with that whole concept of the great city rising and falling. And some producers, like I said earlier, have flipped it on its head and try to make it a more modern day thing, looking at, you know, our general society and the way it's very similar to the city of Babylon, you know, in that whole concept. So, yeah, that's basically it.
Favourite tunes off the album?
Favourite tunes off the album? That's a tough one because I do like all of the tracks, to be honest. Like, I wouldn't just say that. All of the tracks for me are slamming on there. So, you know, I usually play 90% of the album in any one set. So.
And what formats is the album coming out on?
We're doing a double CD. First CD's the album, 10 tracks, and a 2 sampler. The second CD is a mix of older Renegade Hardware tracks and also newer stuff. Some things off Colours Audio, my label, and a couple of things off Cylon, Loxy's label as well.
So Loxy, favourite tune off the LP?
Like Ink said, I like pretty much all the tunes on the album, but I think my one's the best one for me because I'm going to promote my tune. A thing called Genocide, aka Smallville, because that's what I titled it to begin with, but obviously to be in theme with that album had a name change. Yeah, that's just pretty much what you expect from Hardware, just straight up dance floor. No, I wouldn't say terror, but definitely a dance floor tune, man. So yeah, that's it pretty much.
So can you remember any memorable sets that you've had down here of yourself personally?
There's been a few, man. Like I say, I enjoy playing at the end every time, so there's definitely been a few that I've favoured more than others, but to pick one out now, they're all like in the past now, so I wouldn't even know. But I like the last set that I played at the last end. Hopefully tonight will be another one that I like. You know what I mean?
So Hardware in the end have got a special relationship to each other. What do you think it is about that relationship that's managed to last sort of 11 years?
I don't know, man. I think it's just a cross between what Hardware bring to the table with their nights, like the kind of DJs they bring down there, and the consistency, and the fact that they kept it consistent for such a long time just shows the end that these are the people that we need to be working with. You know what I mean? They're not just come in and do a couple of shows and whatever and badly organised. Everything's organised on point. Everything's dealt with properly in a proper manner. So that's the reason why, above everything.
How important do you think it is to the label to have this bi-monthly outlet to come down there to put their artists on just to go out there and play their beats?
I think it's a big thing to have the end as part of the franchise, so to speak, in a sense, because like it's the premier club to play at, man. And I know I feel that way, and I know countless other people feel the same way. So once that's an issue, it's obviously going to be a positive to have that, you know what I mean? And obviously, DJs get to come and play their own music down here as well, so it's promotion for themselves at the same time.
So how important is it, do you think, for Hardware to have this outlet for their artists to come down?
It's very important. Hardware started here, so it's pretty much foundation. So it's like it's home, as Blue Note was to Metalheads, Speed was to Velvet Underground, and Milk Bar just before that. So, they go hand in hand. The two go hand in hand, definitely.
Can you remember any memorable sets of yourself down there?
Like Lox said, every set is a memorable set down here, but namely the first set that I ever played down here 10 years ago when I was on tour in America and I came back. I had 10 hours to get back into London. I got a plane back from New York and then straight from Gatwick in here with my bags and everything straight onto the decks. So that set definitely was really memorable for me. And like I say, every set that we play down here is always banging, so I'm happy just to play down here, you know what I mean?